Cruise news time. Well, we've got another cruise line dropping its pre-cruise testing for U.S. cruises. We've got a cruise line celebrating their 1-year restart anniversary, and they're letting us in on some of the numbers. They sailed 242 times last year. How many beers do you reckon they sold over 242 cruises? Also, the ship that was stuck at sea, well, I've got an update on that. And the burning question, what that window over there, where does it go? Everybody wants to know. It's my 99 square foot cruise. I'm back for another episode. Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates, cruise news and other things. Welcome to the show. This is a show about cruising. It is a cruise commentary, and it's just about that cruise life. So it's not just about the news. I feel like I should preface that on the front end, because sometimes people are like, oh, we thought we were just going to get the news. Well, it's more than that. You're on the bonus program today. So welcome to the extras. This is day 3 of my 99 square foot solo studio interior cabin cruise adventure. Day 3 of 7, and I'm still doing great. But I'm going to answer some questions that you guys have had about that. Yesterday I went to Great Stirrup Cay. That is Norwegian's private island, and it's a neighbor. It's right next to Royal Caribbean's Coco Cay, the perfect day. I was shocked how close those were. I'll share some footage with that. But cruise news time. The big story, another cruise line has dropped their pre-cruise testing for U.S. cruises. It's not the biggest cruise line. It is the Margaritaville at Sea cruise brand. They're only operating a single cruise ship. It leaves from West Palm Beach, the port of Palm Beach, and goes down to Grand Bahama to Freeport. No longer will they be requiring passengers to provide a negative test prior to their cruise. They also are very welcoming to unvaccinated passengers. They have space for unvaccinated passengers. So if vaccination and testing were keeping you from cruising and you want to go on a cruise, check out Margaritaville at Sea. I recently took a Margaritaville at Sea cruise. It was a good time. And so if you're out there and you're trying to get that Cruise Jones to go away, if you need your fix, well, Margaritaville at Sea could be an option for you. Cruise news story number 2, Holland America line celebrating 1 year of cruising again. 1 year since they got back into the cruise business, and they've put out a cool infographic that has a lot of statistics on it. Let me give you some of the highlights from the infographic. I'll save the 2 that are the most interesting. I don't know if they're the most interesting, but how many beers have been served on 242 cruises on Holland America line, and how many specialty coffees? They've traveled 502,565 nautical miles. They visited glaciers in Alaska 122 times. There's been more than 25,000 shows performed in that year on Holland America line. They've served 6,500,000 meals. And then the most important, 700,000 specialty coffees. I think I probably would have had most of those. Beers consumed or served or sold. I don't know how they would know the consumed. Like somebody could buy a beer and I digress. Beers consumed, 1,117,306 beers consumed. How about that? Now the temptation here would be to make some sort of joke, because the preconceived notion about Holland America is that it services primarily older folks, and I don't even know what older means. Let's just say folks that are in their 100s. That seems to be the misconception about Holland America line, and so I will refrain from making jokey jokes about it. But honestly, I think most of the people that sail on Holland America probably don't know how to use the internet anyways, so I don't know what I'm worried about. I'm just kidding. My grandmother was very astute at using the internet, okay? So can we all calm down? I don't know why they didn't put Jell-O served on the infographic. I've got a big Holland America announcement coming up. I will be on Holland America this year, so stay tuned for that. I love Holland America. I'm just poking at the misconception. Can we have that, please? Please? I'm in a 99 square foot cabin, and seeing the outside's not one of my problems. Oh yeah, did you notice I found the port cam? We can see outside. We've got I can see the bow. Yep, looks like the ocean. How about that? All right, cruise news story number 3. Let's talk about the Coral Princess there in Australia. I told you last week that 2,000 passengers were stuck on the Coral Princess because of the harbor conditions in Brisbane. The weather was really rough. The seas were choppy. The swells were preventing even pilot activity from going and helping the cruise ship dock. And so they had to stay at sea an extra day. They were supposed to dock last Friday. They were going to attempt to dock Saturday, but even that was thwarted by the poor conditions. And they were finally able to dock after 2 extra days at sea. So the Coral Princess finally back to Brisbane. Passengers off that cruise ship. I'm assuming that impacted the next cruise. But yeah, wild. You just never know. It's that cruise life. That's been a drum that's been beat quite a lot since the cruise restart, that things aren't always going to go as planned when it comes to cruising. That's primarily been connected to safety protocols and concerns, that kind of thing. But recently we've seen some other things like weather. You just never know what's going to happen. We talked about it yesterday that you don't know if maybe the kids club's going to be closed when you get on board. So yeah, fortunately those folks, or unfortunately, it depends if they were having a good time or not, but fortunately those folks are now able to resume their lives in Australia, not on a cruise ship, and the Coral Princess is free to start doing its cruising operations again with a fresh set of passengers. How about that? Now, again, one of the most burning questions I've had over the last few days is, where does that window go? And I'm going to show that to you, but before we get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Now, before I show you the window, let me show you some images from yesterday from Great Stirrup Cay. Great Stirrup Cay, pretty cool. Had to take a tender to get over there. Sometimes I like just taking the tender because I like seeing the cruise ship from the tender. I think it's one of the coolest images just to see the cruise ship on the sea. I'm a little bit of a ship nerd that way. But took a tender over to Great Stirrup Cay, and it's a cool place. Big beach club environment, water access. No swimming pool over there, but beachfront, cabanas, chairs. They've got the lighthouse there that has zip lining, kayak rentals, the whole 9 yards. Just a nice beach day, included food. They've got a little straw market over there. But yeah, it was neat to see another cruise line's private island. Again, this thing is right next door to Perfect Day at Coco Cay from Royal Caribbean. A different kind of experience over there. But I tell you what, this if you were a beach person, I think you would have had a blast yesterday at Great Stirrup Cay. Have you ever been there? Do you love it? Leave a comment below. All right, I'm going to grab the handy dandy cell phone here and give you a quick look as to what this window is. Be prepared to be amazed. This window actually goes out to the hallway, the corridor. You got this little button here that will just work the up and down of the blinds, but essentially it takes you out to the corridor here. There you go. So, I mean, a cool feature. Wow, I didn't realize that if you had the port cam on, that the announcements that don't normally come into the cabin would actually come into the cabin. That's interesting. I think this is a great feature. There's really no need to put a window in here, but I think it really helps, being interior in this small space. It opens up. It feels like you can see something. You really can't. It just lets light in. It's just a hallway, but it is a different vibe when that window is open than when it is closed. It's got these little shades here that you can close the window. And then the other question I got is, when I take a shower, does it fog up the whole cabin? It doesn't. I don't know what kind of magic they have here. There's a full-length mirror in front of me. There's a mirror to the side of me. Every time I've showered, they've not fogged up at all. So I don't think that that's a problem. Thank you guys so much for checking out the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. You can do me a solid by hitting the like button. And unfortunately, if you do not hit the like button, I will be forced to punish you. And your punishment will be this. You will have to do your primary work before having your coffee, before having any form of caffeine, before having your protein bar, or whatever your morning ritual is. Because of your circumstance, you're going to have to do it sans the caffeine. That's my scenario. I'm trying to record here, and then I'm going to go to the coffee shop and get my coffee. The problem is, and if the show's out late, I apologize. I've been sleeping good in here. I slept later than I normally did, and so, but yeah, no coffee, but I'm well rested. Does that count? What am I saying? I'm saying hit the like button. Also, if you want to see the Margaritaville at Sea review and make a decision, check that out. Tony for Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.